Okay, as promised, I said I was going to get on here and show you how to make this freebie. We're going to make that now, and we're also going to make Scrappy pads with my printable that's 50% off. But we're going to just use some of my kits, and again, this is my freebie on coffee. So we're going to start off with this. And you can grab it out on my coffee site, and I will link the free printable site below. Okay. So you'll print it out, and this is what it's going to look like when you print it out. And I wanted to show you the difference of printing it on different paper. So this is a matte photo paper, which I love to use for my printables. They just come out brighter, and I don't know, it's a favorite. And I get this from Walmart, by the way. So this is the photo matte paper. This again is the photo matte paper. So I'm gonna cut these up, and then I wanna show you the difference. This is plain paper. Just so you could just see the different textures and how the coloring looks. So this plain paper, this is brighter on the matte paper. And then when you're printing receipts, like my vintage receipts out there, I put them on a paper this color. And so it gives it the brown vintage look, and the back is brown already also. So just giving you different ideas of different paper that you can print on and what they look like when they're printed on there. That's plain paper, and this is our photo matte. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go away from camera and cut this out, and I'll be right back. Okay, this is our original again. And this I actually did print on photo paper, so you could print the actual picture. This is on a little bit of a glossy photo paper. This one I did the matte photo paper, just showing you the difference. It might be hard to see in the video. Okay, so what I've done is I cut this out, and we're going to glue it together. But first, I'm going to ink the edges to give it that, you know, worn look, and so the white's not showing through, depending on what kind of paper you use to print it on. Okay. I'm just using the foam top of this because I couldn't find the other part. I was looking for it super quick to get this video done and not drag you guys on. Okay, so I'm inking the edges, and then we'll glue it together. And when we glue it together, we can also ink it some more. And you could trim it more so none of the white shows. However you want it to look, it's up to you. Because it's your freebie, and you can make it the way you want to. And there's no mistakes ever, because you could fix them. Okay, I'm gonna glue it down, and then we'll smooth out the glue. I use Tombow glue. It's my go-to, my fave. Ooh, almost got that on the desk. I did, just now. I'm a messy crafter. So I had folded it ahead of time. And we're just gonna smooth out that glue. And so over here I do have some white showing. We're gonna fold it And that's what the front looks like. Ink the edges. If you don't like the white, some people like the white, so whatever you like. I'm off camera. Anyhow, you get what I'm saying. So we've inked the edges. Now, and you could put any photo in here that you want, but we'll put this one in and see how I'm lining it up with the one that's there already. So we're gonna punch holes. So I'm looking for the center of that brad. And sometimes I punch a couple different holes just so my brad fits through without any problem. Okay, so I just happen to have brads. I mean, I lucked out with this. Have brads already that look like these. See that? And so that's what I used in here. See that? I just love how they match. Okay. I have one sticking to my finger. So I haven't opened them up on the back yet. So, okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna flip it over, open the brad on the back. And see how you could see how the brad goes across? We're just going to open it and leave it exactly like that. So, I mean, this looks like the original. See that? So you could put your own photo in here. You could turn it into a Scrappy pad. Something like this one, you know, and what we can do right now is turn it into a Scrappy pad and put some scrap paper in here. We could leave the photo on top and put some scrap paper in here. And I'm gonna pull some scrap paper that has some blues in it, and we're just gonna add it to here and show you how you could use it for like a little notebook in your journals. So what I'm doing is using pieces of the same receipts that you got in your free printable, and I'm just tearing them. And what you can do too, and then I found some other scrap paper here, and you could use your actual photo folder as your guide. And let's turn that around, and you can just get a ruler and line that up and tear your paper. So that's what I did here. I did some receipts that were in there. I'm doing some coffee dyed paper, just some scraps, and we're turning it into like a little notebook if you don't want to use it for photos. So I'm just using this as my guide and just going with it. And the paper could stick out because that's what makes it look fun too. So that's sort of cute sticking out there. And we're just gonna line up different paper. This is one of my next printables that I'm working on, and I put it on tracing paper, printed it on tracing paper. So doing that, some more scrap paper. So I'm just lining it up and sort of making it stick out to give it a little more interest. And grabbing the receipts that we had. And then we're gonna hole punch back through all of those. Back through the holes that we already did. I'm sorry. I mean, and they could be different lengths. Okay, and so that will go in here and it'll just be like a little scrappy pad that sticks out of there. So depending on how you would like it. Let's add some, I have some more blue paper here. Well, some more blue with the florals. And so I think it would be cute with the floral sticking out. And then we'll flip through it when we're all done. Oh, I already used that one. Let's see what else I have over here. This is another printable I'm working on, and I like how it's got the blues in that. And let's just add a little scrap paper like this. Oh, here it's already cut. So I just go through and see what scrap paper I have. And it's just a quick little, fun little thing to do. By not overthinking, because I am an overthinker and I'm trying to get better at that. Some coffee dye paper, if you like that. Some people don't care for it, but I sort of like how this trim is. Also, you can add some embossed paper too. Why not? Adding texture is always good. I almost think I would like that sticking out of the bottom. And then we could trim whatever we don't want on there afterwards. Well, it will be interesting to see if my punch goes through all this, the punch I have here. We'll see how thick we can make this. Okay, I'm going to punch through this, and I'm going to where I saw the hole. We're gonna see if, oh, yep, I think we could get through it. So I'm gonna, I don't know if you could see, I'm just lining it up with the hole that I already punched. And I might need both hands. Haha. Same thing on this side. Okay, so I went ahead and put the brad through. I had to like fold this back and trim this across so our folder will fold evenly. I had to make the paper even on top. You see what I'm saying? So depending on what you want to do. So now I have some odd paper hanging off. I could just trim it and leave it how you want it to look. If you want paper hanging off the side, you could leave it like that, or you could go ahead and trim it. But here's what we have. We have the photo, and then we just have all kinds of scrap paper in there. There's that. So make it as thick as you want, or just put that photo in there. However you want your little photo folder to look. Alrighty. So what I can do next is show you how to make the Scrappy pad. And I got this idea from, she's on YouTube. Her name's Anne, and I believe the YouTube name is Adolsa, but I'm going to put that link below. She inspired me. She makes beautiful Scrappy pads, and so she inspired me to make this one. And we're going to do something like this one together, or maybe a couple. We'll see how fast it goes. And I like how the paper's just hanging out and it's different colors. I put a little button so you can decorate it as much as you want. I sewed this on. So we're gonna see what this is for one of my new printables. That Polaroid's in there, she's in there, this is in there. And we're gonna go ahead and make a couple of those. Move some of this aside, and it's just really random. We're just grabbing scrap paper and putting it in there. I did find this to-do thing. I thought that could be cool too. So let's see, I have this one, and I'm just going to look to see what other scraps I would like in there. I think coffee dyed paper could look good again. We could use some more receipts from the free printable. And just add some stuff. So what I'm doing is just looking through. So I have this scrap paper too, that's fun. I have a ticket. Ooh, I see something over here. The green scrap paper could look really fun sticking out of that one. Just tearing it and making it look messy. Or you could cut it nice and even to go with this, whatever look you like. I do like that green with it. And I have this green ribbon, and I think it goes really neat with the leaves on there. So that could be hanging down. That's an idea. Okay, and let me see what else I have. I have some of this scrap paper. So I'm just really going through my scraps, seeing what I like and gathering. I could rip up some of these receipts. Just with my roller, if you like that messy edge. this off the top. A great way to use your scraps. Oh, I have a little Tim Holtz scrap. You know what? I think I'm going to save that one for the next. So all I'm doing is layering some paper and letting it stick off the edges. Stick out the edges. Sometimes I have a hard time creating and talking at the same time. Is that like walking and chewing gum? So I'm just grabbing some scraps that I have off to the side here. Look, we even have that scrap from that other piece. Okay, this leafy paper is from my fall printable. I thought that was pretty, sticking out of the bottom. This is just coffee dyed paper. So I'm gonna show you what I gathered, just to give you ideas. This is vellum paper that I printed on. There. And just coffee dyed, some receipts. So like I said, just using scraps, fun stuff, and you decide what you want hanging off the edges. Just like the edge of that one. So I definitely want that hanging off. So now I'm just gonna layer it and decide how I want it. So something to do with your scraps. So we all have them sitting around, piles. I can't throw anything away. Trim that edge there. This is another printable I'm working on. Oh gosh. Got a lot to get done. But it's so fun. Okay, so I just sort of lined it up that way. And this one, I think I'm just going to staple. And you know what? Maybe at the same time I'm stapling that, I will staple this on there. And we could leave something like that as far, you could use any lace, any trim you like would look great. I just think that's adds to that leaf on the front of this Polaroid. I think that's fun. So let's look at it. You could put a button there. You could put some lace across the top, like what I did in the other one. It's totally up to you. Something like that could go across the top. I could do a little tab there, and maybe I'd want to glue it. I don't know though. I'm sort of liking the rough look of that, and this just hanging there. So totally up to you. So we'll look through. How fun is this? And you can ink the edges if you want, whatever you like to do. Just a random Scrappy pad. So this was the first one I did, and then this one here. Should we do another one? Maybe we do another one with this lovely lady and have her as the cover. let's do that real quick. I say real quick. But we're gonna try. I'm just gonna trim the edges on this printable here. I think I would like that paper behind her. What do you think? As our first layer. And I have that Tim Holtz little doodad there. So random receipt. So again, all that I'm doing is grabbing my scrap paper, and we could trim if we like or not. I coffee dyed some wax paper, sort of like that, sticking out on the edge, and I just love the sound of that, you know? You know what, I think it's glassine by the sound of it, okay? This is a printable I'm working on also, and I love the edge of this here. So what I'm going to do is just slide her down a little bit and use her as my guide, that whole stack of paper. And trim this edge here. And now I'm going to try to do a sort of a messy tear on this edge so we could get it, and maybe I want to fussy cut that right there, I'm thinking. So I'm just doing some fussy cuts so we could get that raw edge, and then we can go in with some vintage photo. Yeah, something about that raw edge right there I like. And you can find this girl in my Rose Lawn kit. And this also is in the Rose Lawn kit. And this is also. And you could get 50% off. I'll put the code below. And I think I want to add these to the back. I'm loving the layers of all this. Trim that off, and now we're going to layer it and see how we like it. And you could do it as messy or as pretty as you like. I think I want this one to stick out more. And I love this with the raw edges. And I want that over a little bit. Here's that glassine paper that was coffee dyed, that I call wax paper at first. Sort of like that edge showing too. Is it just me, or do you like the crinkle of that? I'm weird like that. Just one thing, the embossed layers to show too. The Scrappy pad's getting bigger by the minute. Where's that one paper that I like the one edge to? This too. Do we think we should add that or leave this one the way it is? I don't know. Let's go for it. Just trimming it, not even using a ruler. And trying to put that fun edge over here. I even like how it's bent. I'm loving the look of this. I hope you do also. I'm trying to make sure they're all at the top so when I staple it, try to staple close to the edge, and then we'll decide what we're gonna put there. Let me throw in another staple there. Oops, that one didn't go through. Okay, let's peek through and then we will embellish the top. We have texture, we have paper that makes great sounds, and we have rough edges. I love how this turned out, the printable. Okay, so let's figure out. I have some different trim. How fancy do we want to get? Do we want to put like one of these in the corner? Or I have some sari silk. I have some, oh, that's what I forgot to do, is put avocado dyed paper on this. Oh well, next one. I have that lace. Might be a little too much, but maybe if I was to fold it over the top like that, do we like that? And I sort of like it, just how that's like a rough edge too. That could be pretty. Let's see our other options. I don't know though. I'm drawn to this avocado dyed lace. I have this trim. I think it's too bright for that. And I feel like that's too bright. I feel like the answer is this one. What to do, what to do. And then that would cover the staples. I'm liking that. What do we think? Is that a winner there? And is it too much to add something hanging down? Yes. I think that just keeps it simple and beautiful. Okay. Okay, I glued the avocado dyed lace on the top. I added a little heart charm. And let's just take a look at our creations. She's full of all fun paper. I love her for some reason. And then this one's got a whole nother look. And this is the one I made off a camera. And here's your free printable, full of fun paper. And here's the original. please subscribe to my channel, and I will list discount codes below and the place to go for my free printables. Have an awesome day.